What's up, YouTube? It's your boy G Money, aka the Echelon Don. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. Today, if you notice, I do not have my firearm or anything sitting on the table because I didn't want to send the wrong message with this video. Um, this video is very serious. Uh, and people should take it serious, and understand that, you know, it's tough out there, and it can be hard if you're feeling like you're alone by yourself and don't have anybody to talk to or express yourself to. So this video is about, are you okay? How do you feel? Has anybody asked you, are you okay? Has anybody called you and I haven't heard from you in a while and asked you how you doing? How's everything going in your life? Are you okay? Is the person that you living with, besides always having errands for you to run, besides always having a list of complaints of things that you didn't do they ask you, are you okay? Do they ask you, how do you feel? Do they even care? You know, I'm pretty sure women go through it also, where they have a lot of things on their mind, but men, I can only speak for men, and we have so much shit going on in our lives and the weight of the world on our shoulders, and we try to deal with it all without putting it on everybody else. So we keep that shit inside. All of the pressure, all of everything that's going on, the aggravation at work, um, your boss getting on your nerves, your coworkers are getting on your fucking nerves. You got to deal with this shit every day, clocking in, going to work, dealing with coworkers and people that you don't want to be around. And then, after a long day of dealing with them fucking clowns, you got to come home to maybe somebody that you're arguing with that's never satisfied, or they, like I said before, you know, they never can see that you have feelings, that you have something going on, and don't care to even ask, are you okay? How you feel? Is there anything wrong? You come home, and it might take you a while before you even walk in your house. You park in your parking lot, and you sit in your car for damn near an hour before you go in your house, because you're trying to get prepared for the next stage of shit that you're about to enter going into your house. Whether it's confrontational, or maybe you got a really good person on the inside of that house, and you're trying to calm down and not take it out on the house, all of the shit that you just dealt with out in the world. So you need to sit in your car for maybe a while, listening to some music or talking to yourself to calm yourself down from the stress that you just dealt with. You don't want to take it inside your house, and if you don't have anybody to actually talk to about it, sometimes you don't even want to talk to people about it. But it's good to get that shit out, to have somebody to talk to. Everybody needs somebody to talk to when they're going through things, when they have a lot of pressure on them, when they have a lot of stress in them. You need people to be able to talk to release that, man. And it can be frustrating when you're the person that's always the ear for somebody else, but you don't have an ear for you. Nobody lends an ear for you. They want to release, they want to be able to talk about their issues and shit going on in their life, but they don't take the time to want to hear the shit that you got going on and how you feel, and that can be annoying, because I'm always the shoulder to lean on for people. I'm always the ear. I'm always gonna try to give my best advice to you, the truthful advice to you. I'm not gonna just tell you what you want to hear to make you feel better. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel the situation is and what you need to do probably to help yourself improve the situation. Whether you like it or not, that's what a real friend is gonna do. They're gonna be honest with you. And I don't never have it seem like that same um I don't have that same thing in return for me. I my phone rings, I'll pick it up and I'll be the ear for somebody. But then if I'm going through something, I'll call certain people and I get the answering machine, or I'll call you right back, and then I don't get called back or something like that. And that's aggravating when I can be the ear for you, but you can't be an ear for me. You can't be a shoulder for me. You know, and that's why I ask in this video: Are you okay? You know, how is your mental? Because this world, man. I think at the stage we are right now, going on in this world, everybody right now is going through something mentally. Uh, You know, even if your money situation is great, money doesn't fix everything, man. It's still something that could be bothering you, that you just you want to get off your chest and talk to somebody about. And if you don't have a supporting cast that's there for you, that's willing to listen and give you some advice or anything, that can be a tough hill to climb. Nobody want to go through that alone, where they don't have anybody to talk to. That's when it gets dark and alone. You're in your room all day. You don't want to be bothered with anybody. You're in a dark room. And then shit just gets worse and worse. It just keeps building on top of you to the point where it's like a mountain on you, and you can't get it off you. And that's where a lot of people, can't handle it, and they do some real, dramatic things. And I'm not gonna speak on that on here on YouTube, but you kind of get the idea what I'm saying. When you're feeling alone and there's nobody to talk to, because this world is rough, man, and it'll put you through there if you can't mentally, you can't mentally toughen it out. You know, it's sad that you got all these people that'll be around you to party with you, but they're nowhere to be found when you're going through something and you need a shoulder and you need somebody to talk to. Where's all those people at that was able to jump in your vehicle and ride with you and party with you, or come to your house and pour drinks and watch the football games and everything? Where are all them people at when you going through something and you need somebody to talk to? It's tough, man. So I just wanted to talk about that, man, because I went through it. You know, every now and then I still go through it. Where I feel like, I was like damn. Like, is this really how the world is? You get depressed. You can get depressed off of not something actually happening to you, but just the stuff you keep witnessing. Just keep witnessing. Just keep watching the news every day. That can put you in depression. That can put you in a weird state of mind, because it's like all you see is negativity on TV every day. War, murder, robberies, kidnappings. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, is this what what what's going on? This is what the world. This is what we grew up as kids and became grown ups. This is what it's about. This is what life is. There's nothing but violence and people fucking each other over. People using the next person to try to advance in life. And nobody is no loyalty, is no trust. It's really everybody getting over on everybody. You keep seeing this, and it's like that shit'll stress you out. And that's why I'm asking, how are you? How do you feel, man? How are you today, man? Are you okay? Because, if nobody asks you, I'm asking you. I'm here. I'm an ear. I'm a shoulder. We could talk, you know, because I know how it feels to want to be able to get some stuff out, but you can't talk to everybody. You can't. You can't talk to everybody. A lot of people that if you try to talk to them, they'll use the information you give them as ammo. You know, people that you're in a relationship with will say, "Well, you never talk. You need to be more open. You always in a shell." And a lot of people stay in that shell and don't talk because they know when they finally open themselves up to you and tell you everything, you're going to use the shit that they told you as ammo in an argument or a way to use it against them and attack them with it. So people just stay to themselves and try to deal with it. Men mostly try to deal with all of their issues without explaining it to anybody because they don't want that shit used against them later on. And that's how that shit go. And it's tough holding all of that in because at some point you holding all of that in when you finally do the day you finally do decide to let it out, it can be very bad for everybody because it's going to be an explosion. It's going to be a big release. That you look. This shit is years and years of frustration that you're going to be letting out all at once. You know what I'm saying? So that's why people, it's good to let that out, man. Don't hold that in, man. Try to find somebody that you could trust, that you feel like you could trust to talk to. When you're going through some shit, you don't want to just keep holding that stress in. And if you with somebody that don't ever ask you how you feel or how you doing, and what's going on with you, and y'all in a relationship, you might need to get away from that person because that person don't have good intentions for you. Because a person should want to see you happy, or if they notice that you're not looking happy, they should definitely be interested in finding out why you're not happy. I don't believe in that happy wife, happy life shit because you could you could do everything in the world to make that person to try to make that person happy and it not be enough. That person got to make themselves happy. That person is not able of being made happy. No matter how much you do, they're gonna want more. It's not gonna be enough, and you're gonna be killing yourself physically and mentally trying to make that person happy. If y'all not making each other happy, it's not gonna work. It's not happy wife, happy life. Y'all gotta make each other happy. Is that you can't just be one way or some one person is busting their ass to try to satisfy the other person, and that person is incapable of being satisfied. They want more. They want more. That's not enough. Well, you didn't do this. Yeah, you did this, but you could have did this too. Hell no. If you're dealing with somebody like that, get the hell away immediately, or you're gonna lose yourself. Fuck losing them. You're gonna lose yourself. So this your boy G Money, man, aka the Echelon Don. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. And man, listen, man, if you need somebody to talk to, find somebody that you feel like you can trust. You know, find somebody that you feel like you can trust, and try to talk to them. But don't try to force it. If you calling people and they not answering for you, or they always giving you the running while, act like they can't answer the phone and talk to you, don't try to force it on them. Fuck them. And you do the same in return when they guys get to calling you about their problems. Give them the answer machine. Let them see how that shit feel. Well, I'm out, man. Y'all keep God in your life, man. And I hope everybody doing good mentally and physically. Keep your head on the swivel. Keep God in your life. I'm out.